Hey everyone, MTast here, and today I'm going to be going over the Hunter and why you might want to play it. We're going to go over all the subclasses, the grenades, the abilities, and you can try to decide, do you want to be a Hunter in Destiny 2 Shadowkeep? So we're going to be looking at the Solar subclass first. We're going to be looking at the abilities here. We're going to look at the jumps. We're going to go through the grenades, everything. Let's get started. So the Marksman's Dodge. Dodge to perform an evasive maneuver with a steady hand. Reloading your weapon. This is a pretty damn cool ability. You get your shots and you can, dodge, back to full ammo. With some guns, you can use this to do some pretty damn good DPS, but this is very good in PvP in a pinch. You've got a shotgun with only a couple rounds in it. You put your shots out and you need to reload. Boom. You're back ready to shoot. Back ready to duel. It's awesome for sniping. You can shoot your shot, dodge behind cover, get another shot ready, you know. There's some cool things you can do with it. I personally like this one more than the other because I like to be able to have that option to reload my weapon on the fly. Now the other dodge is the Gambler's Dodge. So it recharges your melee ability. But you have to be near an enemy for it to work. If I throw my melee ability and then I dodge, unless there's an enemy near me, it's not actually going to recharge. I'm not going to get to use it. This one is more PvE focused, I think. But there are some things you can do in PvP with it. I just personally like reloading my weapons more. Now, while we're on the topic, let's look at the jumps. We got all the abilities going. So we've got the triple jump. This one allows you to kind of just choose when to fall. It gives you two options. You can kind of stay in air. It's more evasive, I think, because it tricks people. If you need to stay in air a little bit longer, you can kind of just time those jumps. So if someone's coming around the corner, you can jump on top of them and shoot them in the skull. It's a pretty fast way to move around. Some people will just kind of spam their jumps to cover distance. It does increase your speed forward, and there's some boots that make it even better. But the triple jump is probably one of the most popular jumps. I personally like the strafe jump. So the strafe jump, it allows you to be very horizontal with your jumps. You can jump off of something and jump back on. You can kind of bait people off the map. You can kind of slide off the map and then jump back on. So there's some cool things you can do with it. I personally like the mobility of this one more because I don't want to be in the air too long, but I want to be mobile in the air. And then you've got the basic high jump that most people use, but it does allow you to go pretty damn high. Now, there's only 2 jumps here, and it's not that much higher, so I would go with strafe jump or triple jump. Now let's look at the super. Enter a trance with each precision hit, reducing the cooldown of your super. If you're landing a bunch of headshots with your sniper, with your hand cannon, your pulse rifle, this is going to give you more super energy. Pretty awesome. Knife Juggler also grants you super energy. So you get a throwing knife in this called Knife Juggler, where you throw a knife at a distance. Precision kills with this melee ability recharge it immediately. So you can shoot someone, throw a knife, get the melee back, and keep chaining this. I actually had a montage of this back in the day for Destiny 1. It's a pretty cool ability, and it's going to give you some nice supercharge if you land melee kills. Crowd Pleaser enables precision damage on the Golden Gun. Precision hits with the Golden Gun also generate orbs of light. And precision hits with the Golden Gun increase the damage and extend its duration. So I'm going to show you guys this right here. I pop this super, and I've got 3 shots. 3 shots, and you can roam around with this and do whatever you want and kind of time your shots. You can shoot one there, you can wait, you can move around, time it again, get another one, boom. If you land headshots with it, you get that crit. It's going to give you a little bit more time to move around the map, but you're going to generate a lot of orbs for your team, which means more supers for your team. It can be very, very powerful in PvP and PvE. It does a bunch of damage. It one-hits pretty much everything. It's awesome. Now let's go to the top tree. Precision kills increase weapon reload speed. This is awesome. So landing shots with your sniper rifle or any other gun in the head is going to buff your team with the reload speed. The explosive knife is more of an area of effect knife, which is also pretty powerful. We've got Deadshot, which improves the ability to hit with the Golden Gun. It just makes it more accurate if you're spamming your shots. And the 6 shot. That's right, 6 shots. But you refund a bullet with each kill. So if there's a bunch of enemies, you can literally just go yeet, 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 yeet. And if you kill a bunch of them, you get a bunch of bullets back. It's very, very strong. In PvP, if you catch some people spawning, you can get a bunch of kills with it. It's not quite as accurate. I mean, you can still aim with it, but it's just a little bit less accurate than the other golden gun. It's not as forgiving because the other one has more of a projectile. Now, this one is a popular one as well. The Middle Tree Blade Barrage. So Knife Trick gives you burning throwing knives. And if you are burning these enemies and killing these enemies, you can actually chain throwing knives with the playing with fire. So destroying a burning enemy recharges Knife Trick more quickly. And with the Burning Edge, while enemies are burning, your dodge ability recharges faster. There's some fun interactions you can do where you burn a bunch of enemies, you keep throwing knives, they stack upon each other, and all of a sudden you're dodging and throwing knives. Because remember, you can get your melee ability back here. So you can throw your knife, dodge, throw your knife. All your cooldowns are starting to reset. It's very, very powerful. And then the Blade Barrage. This is a fan favorite. So let me just show you the knives quick. They spread out over distance. It's good for taking out a lot of trash mobs in PvE, but they're not as accurate in PvP. I think they're still pretty good, but it's just not amazing. The Blade Barrage, though, is incredible because that's right. You throw down a whole bunch of daggers. It will take out other supers. If there's a bunch of people here, you can kind of go like this and kind of trace here and there. And they do a lot of explosive damage. This is a counter super through and through. If someone's running at you in a Stormcaller or a Sentinel Titan, you just go, boom, you're dead. See you later. It's over. It's an Incendiary Grenade. So the Solar subclass has Incendiary Grenade, which is just like a bouncing grenade. It will burn the target. It does pretty damn good damage. We've got the Swarm Grenade, which isn't very popular, but it can be okay to block hallways. Let's say you don't want anyone come through there. Throw down a Swarm Grenade. It might scare them off, but it's not too lethal. And then we've got the Trip Mine. Trip Mine is a shell of its former glory. It used to be unbelievably good. You can throw it around there. It'll hit someone behind cover. It's on the wall. It'll stay up there for a while, but you can also shoot it if you want to explode it early. There are some fun things you can do where you lob it around cover here, and then I shoot it really quick, if you've got the accuracy, and you can explode it, but that's a very advanced level tactic. So let's jump on with the Nightstalker. Go down below here. Keen Scout, sprint and sneak faster, which means you can move faster while you're crouching. It also has an enhanced tracker. Tethered enemies are marked for easy tracking. This is a pretty awesome perk overall. The enhanced tracker, instead of having, I'm going to show you here. If you see on the tracker there, you're going to get these little red blips. Instead of them being this big in the general area, it's going to be like this big, kind of skinny, and is going to move to exactly where they are. So it's going to be much more accurate. It's going to be easier to find people that might be behind cover. And if you tag them with your tether, it'll also show exactly where they are behind cover as you can throw a grenade. Snare Bomb. Throw a smoke bomb from a distance, and it slows them down and disorients them. This is a pretty cool ability. I'll show you it in a minute. And then Deadfall. The Void Anchors fired from Shadow Shot become traps. I'm going to show you this one because it's pretty powerful overall. And then Vanishing Step. Dodging makes you vanish from sight. So check this all out. Looking back at this, I don't even really describe what the bow does. I just say that you get tagged by the bow and you can shoot the bow a bunch. The bow was actually a suppression tool. So if someone is in their super and you hit them with the bow or they go near your bow, it'll actually drag them out of their super and they won't be able to use any of their abilities. It also debuffs targets so that you can do 35% more damage to that target and your entire team will get this buff. So you're going to do a lot more damage if someone hits a boss with the bow. So if I shoot that, it actually is going to leave this behind for a long time. And anyone that runs in, is instantly going to get tagged. You can throw this on a wall or up in a corner like this, and people might not notice it. They might not see it. They run around cover, and they get tagged by it. I can dodge to go invis for a couple seconds. Pretty sneaky little ability, especially if you like to snipe. And then it's got the smoke bomb. So that's actually a little trap. Kind of the same thing. If someone runs over that, it'll smoke, it'll disorient them, it'll confuse them. You can kind of set up a trap around a corner or on a wall. They run past it, and they're going to hit it. Now, while I'm on the Nightstalker, I might as well show you the grenades before I forget. Got the Void Wall Grenade. This one is going to go behind cover. You can throw that, boom. It'll move them out. You can even throw a grenade there and trap them when they come out the other side. There's some cool things you can do with that Void Wall Grenade. It's got a pretty damn big area of effect. The Spike Grenade is awesome for getting people out of cover. It is a constant stream of damage. This one is very popular as well, but you need a kind of a wall to stick it on if you want it to work. And then we've got the Vortex Grenade, which is just a placement, area of effect grenade. Does pretty good damage. It forces people out of cover. There you go. Now, go to the bottom tree. Grenade effects last twice as long. That is pretty amazing. Twice as long for your grenades. Vanish in smoke. Throwing a smoke bomb from a distance. Well, it's just a smoke bomb, just like before. But it will make you invisible. And allies invisible. We've got Heart of the Pack. Killing tethered enemies creates orbs of light and increases mobility, recovery, and resilience. This is actually changing. They're actually making it so I believe your smoke bomb buffs your team. It gives them a stack of Heart of the Pack. So they get a little bit more of their stats. They are buffing this bottom tree quite a bit. They're also buffing the damage of this Mobius Quiver because right now it is garbage. It is absolute trash. I'll show you what it does. So the smoke bomb, we've got the invis. We can go invis with our team. It'll give them Heart of the Pack. But here's what the bow does. So I'm allowed to shoot it multiple times here, right? But these do like no damage. In PvP, you can't kill anyone with it. You have to hit it like 2 times to kill them. But it does send out multiple areas of this void that will pull people out of supers. It will do, it'll disorient them, make it harder to move. So if you want to lock down multiple parts of the map, you could do that, right? There is some value here. But in the new DLC, they're buffing it, so all of those shots will kill someone. So you can run in here, see a team, and then go 1, 2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills, right? You can kind of chain it and get some good damage off with it. Overall, pretty good subclass after the buff. Currently, pretty bad. Throw a smoke bomb. It does damage over time. It does more damage than the other ones because it's got that corrosive element to it. It does disorient them. It slows them down, but this one is more for damage. Spectral Blades. You summon 2 daggers and you just go ape. I'm going to show you this one. It's very, very powerful. You can go very fast with it. It's got some good duration. There's an exotic that extends the duration further. I'll show you how powerful it can be. Now, this one's interesting. Flawless Execution. Now, currently, it's kind of busted because it's a 9-second duration, but they're nerfing it to 3 seconds. While crouched, precision kills grant invisibility and true sight. It also increases your melee range. This is wall hacks. You can literally see people through the walls. It's busted. And the duration was way too long. I'm glad they're changing it. And after performing a flawless execution, your melee attack weakens enemies. So you crit something, you go up and you melee them, and it did a big damage debuff. In PvP, it's not as valuable. In PvE against bosses, you can make it work, but it's not this incredible must-do thing. Let's look at this. So we got the smoke bomb. It's just extra damage on the smoke bomb. Look at the super though. So you can kind of dagger around here and you can move pretty fast, and you can also do this kind of backflip attack, which is more area of effect. So you can kind of chain attacks together, and it's pretty damn powerful. The other thing too is after you get some kills with this, when you do this attack, it puts you in invis. Well, you don't even have to get a kill, but this puts you into invis. And so you can run around, you can find people on the map, you can be really sneaky, dagger into them, and then go invis again. And if you do it at the end of your super, you can kind of get away at the very end when you run out. So that's a pretty powerful thing to do, but you can also do this. So you jump and swipe, and you go like this, and you can go really fast around the map. I don't know why it's not doing it, but you jump in the air and you do those swipes. You cover more distance. It's much faster than this. So if you want to get around the map faster, you just jump up and swipe. And you just, yeah. Oh, you can only do 1 jump though. If you double jump, you can't do it again. So you can just kind of make your way around the map like this. Pretty good. Now let's go over to the Arcstrider. You guys can probably tell I don't use that other subclass that much. Not a fan. Let's go to the Arcstrider. Let's go over the grenades quick. We've got the Arc Bolt grenade. You throw it around cover, and it will chain out to the enemies. It kind of scans and then chains out and does damage. We've got the Flux grenade, which is probably the least popular. It is a sticky grenade, a magnetic grenade. It'll stick to the target, do a bunch of damage. Not a lot of people use that grenade just because it's not as valuable in a lot of situations. But if you hit someone with it, it'll do so much damage, you just have to hit them in the toe to kill them. And then the skip grenade, which is probably one of the most popular. You can bank it off walls, it will bounce, and it will heat seek. This thing is very good grenade. There's ways to buff the grenade with something called like the Shinobu Vow. You can do some fun stuff with it where you like bounce it like this. It'll go around the corner. It'll catch someone. I'm a big fan of the grenade. It used to be very broken in the first game. So the bottom tree. Sprinting recharges your dodge ability, and it increases your maximum sprint speed. If you want to be a fast boy, bottom tree is awesome. Disorienting blow. When you melee something, it will like shake their screen. It'll turn everything like gray for scale for a second. This is very good in a 1v1 situation. Combat meditation. When critically wounded, melee and grenades recharge faster, so you can go in, throw your grenades, get in a duel, and then get those cooldowns quicker. And lightning reflexes. You're harder to kill while dodging. So, when you're in your super, you've got this staff, and you can attack like this. There's a couple different combinations of stuff you can do. You can jump in the air. You can do those movements. You can slam down. But the other thing is you can dodge repeatedly. Now, you can only dodge once out of your super, but in your dodge, even if you don't have it on cooldown, you can dodge as much as you want. It's harder to kill you. You take less damage while doing this, and you can kind of chain stuff together and do these quick little attacks. Be really mobile. It's a fun super to use for sure. Remember how you can get your recharge on the dodge? So you can chain them. Get a melee kill, dodge, melee kill, dodge, melee kill. You can do a lot of dodging. It's a really powerful thing. The combat flow is pretty fun to use. And combination blow. Killing an enemy with your melee triggers health regeneration, which is awesome. But it increases your melee damage. So you can chain all these melees together, get a bunch of damage stacking up, and you can hit like a truck. Deadly reach. Dodging increases your melee range. It gives you a bit of a leg up on your opponents if you're in those close quarters situations. And lethal current. After dodging, each arc staff hit creates a damaging lightning aftershock. So, it just like chains electricity. You can't even really see it unless I'm killing people. But after dodging and hitting, you've got like this little buff. And if I hit something with this, it'll send electricity out to them and do kind of area of it. Yeah, for the middle tree. I can show you the dodging and everything, but after sliding, you do a devastating melee uppercut. This can one-tap people if you hit them perfectly with it. You just slide and then melee. And so if someone's coming around a corner, you can kind of slide into them and do your melee ability, and it'll send this shockwave up and kill them. Ebb and flow, hitting a target with an arc ability electrifies them. They are disoriented. And it also grants you, well, all your cooldowns, grenade, melee, and dodge abilities. So it's good for if you're using abilities, you can keep getting more abilities. And then Lightning Weave, melee hits increase your weapon reload speed. This is an overall good subclass. I think that this was one of the more popular ones. I'd say this one and bottom tree I see the most. Okay, and with middle tree, you can hold down the block ability, whatever it's bound to on your keys, and you can actually deflect projectiles. You can deflect supers, rockets, whatever you want, and take no damage. So if you want to push into a team that's all team firing you, you can just pop your super and then just yeet into them like this, and there's not much they can do about it. And then once you're out of it, you can dodge around and do some damage. Pretty cool super overall. There's not much more to say about this. Let's talk about the hunters. They're mobile. The dodge is incredible. The jump is very easy to use. It's good for platforming. The mobility of the hunter is where it's the strongest overall. There's some pretty interesting exotics to use. This is my least used class in Destiny 2, but it was my most used in Destiny 1. I think the reason I don't play Hunter is because I'm sick of it more than anything. It's not because it's bad. It's a very popular one. Typically, some of the best players in the world are on Hunters. I just got really sick of the Hunter. I recommend this for PvP especially. I think that's where they really, really shine. But now, with the buffs that are coming to the Void subclasses, it's going to be incredible in PvE as well. It's going to be very good for raids. It's going to buff all the team. It's going to buff the damage that they do. I recommend the Hunter. They kick butt. Make sure to check them out. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And I'll see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye.
Hey, y'all, you looking for some energy? Huh? You looking to get boosted up for Shadowkeep? Make sure you order some of this Focus. 10% off by using code MTASH. Links in the description. Yay!